Hey troops, Ruffian Geeks Adventures, woohoo! Got a toy review today, just in time for the holiday season. And it's a special one, because it is the McFarlane Toys Mega Figures, woo! Decided to do two of them because, well, they both arrived at the same time, or roughly anyway. The Omega Spawn and the Mongul Mega Figures, woo! So, what do we got in the box? Here is the Mongul figure in all of its ridiculous, insane glory. And this is the Omega Spawn figure. They're mega figures, all right? They're going to squeeze out the whole frame. Here, actually, we got this up. There we go. And as you can see, living up to their... Living up to their names. Oops. Big. Let's see here. And of course you got Mongul with the usual stuff. Oops, sorry, upside down. The usual bookend stuff. And obligatory art on the back. Just kind of Then of course you got Omega Spawn with some really cool box art. Alright. So what we got in the box? Okay, this is going to take a minute. Let me reach over. Okay, folks. So here they both are. And they're full. I believe the scale is what? 7-inch, I think is what they're calling it. 7-inch scale. You get the idea. Both figures, the sculpting beautiful, of course, which has become the hallmark of McFarlane figures. Articulation, the mega figures, you run into some issues because they're a lot bigger, stockier, so things get kind of wonky. For the Omega Spawn though, because it is a bit smaller, it's got a little bit better, but we'll get into that. But yeah, I mean, as you can see here, these figures are beautiful. Let's start with Mongul here, which is the more traditional mega figure size. Let me give you a little scale here with the Arkham Asylum Batman, because my Superman figure's upstairs and I just don't want to bring it down. I'm tired. It's been a busy holiday season. So anyway, we're going to put in the little foot thing here. And now, I believe this actually is in scale. Mongul, actually, let me give you a little background. Mongul is first, technically appeared at, it was a DC, I believe it was a DC Comics Presents story where Superman, War World, Martian Manhunter is involved. Like, this is like early 80s, 70s, blah, 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 blah. And Mongul is a dude that is in control of War World. But anyway, the two things, of course, that he is remembered most for is, of course, War World. Any story with the giant, super weaponized planet War World. And, of course, the big thing, the seminal Superman story by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, For the Man Who Has Everything. If you haven't read it yet, please, you can either read the original source material, or is it Justice League or Justice League Unlimited? One of the two did an adaptation to it. They tweaked a couple minor things in it, but in general, that is a wonderful, perfect adaptation of the story. So yeah, he is pretty close to being in scale. And I've always been a fan of Mongul. I always loved the fact that he was this great combination of the mastermind intellect of Luthor with the raw power and the tech base of Darkseid. So it was always fun. And actually, I did not kind of realize it until now that the colors are reminiscent in when during the 70s when Brainiac and Lex Luthor were kind of meant to be the big supervillain team to take on Superman. These are the colors they had purple and green. Is this now? I've seen some folks talk about how, well, I mean, is this costume accurate to anything? From what I can tell, from what a lot of us can tell, it's a giant mashup of every different costume he's worn. The Mongul is kind of like Lex Luthor in that there is no real definitive iconic. There is no definitive costume per se, but this is the iconic look. The purple, green, actually, honestly, the green not so much, but the kind of nasty looking rotting skin. The kind of the sense of having a tech armor, powered armor look. The smile is the creepiest thing. It's that disturbing kind of, even the Joker would be going, that ain't right. The sculpting, I mean, the sculpting's gorgeous. And you get little veins, you get the wonderful little things like the little wonderful vents and junk on his armor, and of course, now the articulation, like I said, gets this is a mega figure, so certain things get a little weird. Like there is no double jointed elbow, unfortunately. There is no bicep joint. Instead, it's an elbow swivel down here. The good news though is you do have double jointed knees. So you do get a lot. And as you can tell, though, the scale also is very much in scale with the other McFarlane figures. So Mongul was always meant to look like this giant, as a counterpoint to Superman in terms of intellect and raw physical power. It's a great way to symbolize that. The fact that you've got this giant mountain of a human being with this creepy smile. It's a wonderful figure. Now, let's go to Omega Spawn. The sculpting on this is beautiful. I mean, look at this thing. All this amazing detail. And this funky cloak cape thing, fur, feathers, basically meant to indicate, yeah, I killed something big and I'm wearing that mofo. Heck yeah. I mean, even little things like on the back, you got the crossing of the chains here across his back and everything. It's beautiful. Now you're looking at this thing and going, oh, I see what you mean. We got an issue here. Okay, granted, it does look. Actually, it does look better against that. All right. Yeah, against Batman, it does look better. But oops. I mean, you get the idea. I mean, there's bigger, and then there's I am worth double retail. Keep in mind your average McFarlane figure is $20. It's not quite double the size, but that's big. I mean, the good news is this is big, but if you want to scale with Spawn, actually, this probably isn't the best example, but here is the Kickstarter Spawn. Actually, yeah, it still works. Yeah, in terms of height and everything. But again, like I said, the highlight of this figure is just the sculpting and the work in general is magnificent. One of the things, you often hear about some of the issues, which are valid criticisms. Yeah, I'll say criticisms. The paint gets a little wonky. How many Batman figures can you get? Blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. But what, the compromises made in return are for a figure that looks like a really high-end, incredibly well-done figure. It catches a lot of the details. I mean, okay, this is an evil, creepy smile, but this one's pretty cool, too. So there you go. These are both... this is a little... It took a couple attempts to try to get my hands on this one. This one, you got a pretty good chance of general retailers in general. I would imagine because, well, this is a DC multiverse figure that, as opposed to this being a Spawn figure where, how many cases are general retailers going to go after? Blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. But they're both really cool and both a lot of fun. You gotta have cool villains to go with your hero figures. Cause it's a rule. Cause I'm a toy geek and gotta have the good guys to go with the bad guys. Actually, it's better if I do this, really. This matches more, ain't it? You gotta have the bad guys to go with the good guys. Cause, fight. Oh, if you're wondering why I haven't given any kind of background to this, I don't know anything about Omega Spawn, okay? For you regular viewers, you know that, we know you just like the way the figure looks. Well, yeah, look at this. First time I saw the promo of this on the McFarlane Toys Facebook page, I was like, I'm getting that. You read a little biography, on the webpage, like, yeah, whatever. It just looks cool. So that's why I got it. So there, and he's a villain. I remember that. So there. Anyway, I'm gonna go because it's the holiday season and lots of things to do and yada yada yada, and I'm tired. So there you go. Both wonderful figures. Let's see. If memory serves, the retail, the retail is like $40. So this is one of those. Hey, it's holiday season. Just saying, you're getting all those gift cards and whatnot. But like I said, again, the noticeable kind of. You may need to ask yourself questions about how much you really want to spend on this thing because it is smaller. But like I said, the compromise is made to create a figure that's really unique and special. This is smaller, but dang, it looks good. So anyway, there you go. I'm gonna go because I keep babbling. Anyway, hey, y'all take care. May the force be with you. May the odds be in your favor, especially when you're trying to hunt for bargains at Christmas. Hey, still got time. And hey, most importantly, be good to each other, okay, folks? It's not just a Christmas thing. It's an everyday thing, all right? Peace. Bye.